Hey everybody, and welcome back to Elley Knows Rocks. If you saw my last video about wine and geology, I am just now getting ready to leave the vineyard and go and search for a hot spring that's nearby. But first, I'm going to stop by one of the stands and try to get some Palisade peaches. So thank you all so much for joining me on this adventure, and let's go see what we find. Let's go see if we can find us a peach or peach something. They definitely had some peaches that were left over, but you had to buy them by the flat, and I would have never eaten that many peaches on this trip. However, the peach salsa I totally bought. And then they also had peach infused honeys, of which I purchased some of those as well. And they had peach jellies and like you name it, they had local things that had to do with the Palisade peaches. Since I didn't buy a flat of peaches, I decided to buy one of the miniature peach pies that was made with fresh peaches. And then I took off in search of the hot springs. Here we go, driving through Glenwood Canyon, also known as one of the prettiest canyons to be traveled through on Interstate 70 through Colorado. The canyon formed through downcutting of the Colorado River through sedimentary layers. The canyon is primarily made up of sedimentary rocks that were deposited during the Pleistocene, being made up of sandstone from the Pennsylvanian and Mississippian era. The Mississippian layers that are prominently seen throughout the upper rim section of the canyon are part of the Leadville Formation, and the lower portion of the canyon is made up of Cambrian rocks. As my map leads me to my turnoff, I really hope that this is not going to be a dead end. Just because a hot spring says it's there doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be. So I always keep my fingers crossed and I hope for the best. But the drive is definitely beautiful. I even get some color change in the leaves. The area is definitely populated, and now we're just waiting on a train. Yay, here we go. So I just go a little ways up this road. There's gonna be a hot spring. Let's see. It is not developed. It's just a wild hot spring, as they call them, which just means, thank goodness, it's not put into pools. It's just naturally flowing, and you know it means that they don't charge people be on the right an arm and a leg. So 0.2 miles, and then I pull over. Oh, and there is a truck there. Is that where I'm stopping? Maybe. Well, there's a fair amount of traffic, so I'm thinking this is it. No camping whatsoever. Okay, not a problem. And now we walk. I gotta change first, but it looks like there's more people up there. That's okay, we'll park here. We are walking. Oops. We're walking down to the hot spring, guys. Ooh, I don't know how far it is down here. There's, I think, 4 vehicles up there. Check this out. Look at that. Okay, plot twist. I want to hear your best hot spring story. The person with the best hot spring story in the comments is going to win a giveaway of a small cut open geode. Good luck. Look at it, the color of the leaves everywhere. Oh, the mountains. It's fall. Oh, you can smell the sulfur. Like, big time. Springs, here we come. Look, seepage in. Out of the ground. I spoke with some people that were already there in the pool, and I asked them if there was a second pool, and they said that there was a smaller one, that it was mainly just kind of muddy and gross. I told them thank you, that this was my first time here, and they also said that was their first time there. So I decided to leave them in peace. Is it just muddy? Ooh. Check it out, guys. It's a natural hot spring. We're literally right by the road, but isn't that cool? We're about to get in there. This is so exciting. I've been to a hot spring in like a hot minute since I was in Greenland, which has been a year. I haven't been, I take that back, We went to the Arizona hot springs in December of last year, but still, it's almost been a year since I've been in a hot spring. It's a travesty. So here we go. Oh, it's squishy, but it feels cool. It's very kind of slimy, muddy on the bottom. Very cool. Look how cool this is. Oh, it's awesome. I love a good hot spring. Oh, bubbles. Those are probably bubbles of carbon dioxide, meaning new hot water is entering the hot spring. There's it up gently. There's gray, salty, clayey mud. Smells kind of sulfur. There's another pool that's right adjacent. Which means there are 2 different hot water entries. There's a lot of people in it, but this little tiny guy here is just kind of by itself. Pretty sweet. And that is my view. Look at that. And so, like every big kid, after being in a hot spring for a minute, I need to play with the mud. So that's exactly what I did. And everybody who's about to freak out right now saying, I'm disturbing bacteria in the ground, it doesn't really matter. I'm not inhaling it. I'm not ingesting it. I am just rubbing the clay on my skin because it is actually good for you. Those minerals you don't normally get, so your skin gets to absorb a little bit, but mainly you're kind of exfoliating the dead skin off of you. Anyways, I play around a little longer and then I find the hot spot. It's coming out of the ground right here. That's why the bubbles are here. It's boiling hot. I imagine that this was probably a mud pit before it was a hot spring. Just oozing, bubbling mud. It's super boiling hot right over there. Oh. So cool. Okay, so this is really odd. I'm digging through the dirt, kind of in the gravel there, and I keep finding stuff like this. They have this like argilorescence to them. It's almost blue. There's a couple. I don't know what they are. They're weird. They're probably difficult for you to see. But very fascinated by them. I'm definitely gonna take a couple home and see, do some tests and find out what they are. That's really cool. I didn't expect to find little tiny rocks that are beautiful. So the water I'm in is about 105 degrees. And it can get up to around 112 degrees. And for those of you wondering, the little stones I found, they were actually moonstones. Anyways, the people left the big hot spring, so I investigate. Very tempted to get in there and take a picture. That's the hazard of a hot spring. There are rocks that you can't see. How are hot springs created? Here's a quick geology lesson. Surface magma heats groundwater or meteoric water, creating steam and hot water. That hot, less dense water rises up through cracks and fissures in the ground, and when it reaches the surface, features like geysers and mud pits, fumaroles, and of course hot springs are created. This was the stop. And now to Denver. I think we have 2.5 hours to drive. Oh, that was awesome. That was a much needed soak in an amazing hot spring. Woo! Yeah. Listen, you can hear the water and you can smell that really thick like sulfur smell coming from the hot spring. Oh, I hope I am not getting my pants too terribly disgusting because I have to wear these tomorrow. I don't want to get gross. Definitely got to change out of my bathing suit when I get in the car. And here we are at the road. Isn't that cool? It's beautiful. So we can run right over there. Now I'm on my way to the Dino Hotel in Denver, Colorado for the next part of my adventure, and this happens. It's snowing. I'm here at the Dino Hotel, guys, and for this evening, I'm gonna have some of my peach pie that I squished a little bit with some of the Grand River Vineyard wine. And tomorrow morning, I'm headed off to GSA. I'll see you guys on the next one.